Oh yeah, you hear that music.
No way.
And I hear
no
it. That's
way.
Right. That is the intro music to the world famous Pat and Dre Show.
We're
That's
back.
Right. We're kicking off season 3 today, right now. If you can't believe that.
I can't believe that we're back. I've been watching a Golden Girls marathon for the last year.
Really?
It just ended. It was Blanche's engaging. I love it.
That's crazy.
But now I'm back because somebody needs to punch Hollywood in the face.
That's right.
That's the two of us.
That is us. You guys yelled and screamed, and
yes.
we heard you, and we are back with season 3. My name is Patrick.
And my name is Dre, and we are two guys who love movies, love to talk about movies, and that's what this YouTube channel is all about.
That's right. We are so stoked to be kicking off season 3 right in the middle. We'll come in a little towards the end of our summer movies.
Summer movies.
We've got some great stuff to talk about.
What are we talking about today?
We've got 3 movies we're going to be talking about, 2 coming out, and 1 we need to revisit that's already come out.
A big Marvel tentpole.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about one of the greatest movie releases in the history of movies, Step Up.
Shut up. Another one?
Yes.
This is like the 10th Step Up now.
It is. So we're talking about Step Up All In. We're talking about the TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes,
movie.
my childhood relived.
Yes, and murdered. And then we will be coming back and talking about a movie that's already come out, which is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Marvel's new franchise.
Yeah, we couldn't not talk about that.
True,
right?
very true.
Couldn't not. So that's what's going on. Episode 1 of Season 3 starts now.
Well, in case you're new to the whole Pat and Dre Show movie trailer critique experience, let me tell you what we do here. See, the purpose of a movie trailer is twofold. One, a movie trailer is supposed to give you a nugget of an idea as to what the heck this movie is about. And numero dos, the movie trailer is supposed to lure you, to entice you into spending your hard-earned money, because it costs like 50 bucks now
Seriously.
to go see a movie. And so we watch these movie trailers so you don't have to, and in our humble yet correct opinion, we try to discern what it's about and tell you whether or not you should go and see this movie. So, Pat!
Yes.
What are we starting with?
We're starting with, we talked about it earlier, we were talking about Step Up All In. Now this is the newest installment, I believe the 35th film.
Oh my gosh.
That they have made. Which, you know, we kind of started the whole Pat and Dre Show talking about one of these films years ago.
I don't even know. The Tatum was in one of these movies years ago.
And it's gone downhill ever since then, which is tough because it was at the bottom of the hill at that point.
That's very true.
So Step Up, think like old dance type movie where like we got a dance battle to save the rec center. That's what these pretty much are. Like Breaking
They
Two.
have been, I guess. Yeah, Electric Boogaloo,
Electric
just
Boogaloo.
redone.
So it's kind of like that, and this one is no different. It seems to be the exact same thing where we've got crews of dance people who are battling it out, this time to get, I believe, a residency in Las Vegas.
I think
That's
so.
how we make it current, because that's a cool thing right now, right? People are
Okay.
getting residencies in Vegas, and so apparently as a dance crew, you can do that too.
Hence the all-in subtitle.
And that is
genius.
That's exactly how I would describe how I feel about this movie. I am all in. That's actually not true. But Dre, before we get to what I think about it, what do you think about it?
I've made my feelings on the Step Up franchise well known. And the reality is, okay, the very first time with the Channing Tatum and all that, you can make the argument that, okay, here's a movie about them dancing. So 20 movies later, is there anything left to say in the Step Up movies?
Just
like,
dance.
I want to know, like, are you fans watching these movies? And if so, why? Like, what?
I don't know why.
Like, is it because of the... watching this trailer and watching most of these trailers, but again, just focusing on All In, I don't understand why it seems like they keep churning out the same movie. We just keep changing the end result. The rec center's been saved. The evil guy that's trying to build the housing development has been stopped. Yeah, bad business guy. Vegas, we won a casino, or we're in residency next to Celine Dion. Is Matt Damon in this? I'm like, where's Randy Jackson's Step Up movie? And so, I don't recommend this movie, because if you see this movie, then they will keep making them, and that is the downfall of America. So Pat, that's my humble yet correct opinion. What do you think?
I think it's tough because people are obviously seeing these enough to make them more and more and more.
I don't think a lot though, because here's one thing they do, it's kind of like horror movies that the cast is always young unknowns, and they never seem to use the same
Hence
people.
why we never even mentioned who's in it.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
We don't know.
can you kind of dance? You want to earn $100? You're in a Step Up movie
There
now.
you go. But okay, here's the thing though, is real talk for a minute.
Let's bring it down.
Every time I watch one of these trailers, there's a part of me that's like, that was pretty awesome. Because there was a show on, I don't think it's on anymore, on MTV called America's Best Dance Crew or Next Best Dance Crew.
Yeah, that was the Randy Jackson show, right?
Randy Jackson,
yeah.
Mario Lopez, the dude from Backstreet Boys, and a couple other people.
Okay, yeah.
That show is dope. Like, it is so much fun to watch. And so there's always a piece of me that's like, this could be kind of... But those people are, like, really
Yeah, but
competing.
that show is the best case scenario because you're just watching the dancing and not the cheesy drama.
That's, yes, totally. There need not be a conflict.
I feel like the Step Up movies are that show on the CW. You know, all Dawson's Creek and everything. Like, hey, we're going to dance, but we're also going to have angst and teenage emotional issues and some type of cheesy relationship. And
so here's my thought is, no, I'm not going to see this movie. I won't even Redbox it, but that's not my thing to see movies like that. Should anyone see this?
No!
No.
Stop it!
Who's going to see this? I think high schoolers probably see it.
You think so?
Artsy dancy people. Yeah, I don't think it'll be huge. It certainly won't win the weekend this weekend. Definitely not.
If it did, I will cry.
It will be top 5 though, for sure.
Okay, I think that's fair.
So it will likely make back what it put into it. But why? Why?
What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Tweet at us. Let us know what you think of Step Up All In. All right, movie number 2. The long-awaited, the question mark on most people's summer movie calendars of how this is going to turn out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not directed by, but produced by the great and legendary Michael Bay, who has given us the Transformers quadrilogy. Now I guess you should speak. So,
it just doesn't end.
So based on the trailer, what we have 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ah, shocker. And we have Megan Fox, who is the April O'Neil reporter character. And so what we see in the trailer is the Turtles are protecting New York City. We see that there's the Foot Clan, those evil ninjas. We see the Shredder, who looks like this giant monster. And it looks like the plot seems to surround... Like, it looks like there's 2 threads in the trailer. That the Turtles are obviously trying to stay in secret, and April O'Neil's a reporter, gets a picture of them, and they're trying to protect their secrecy. And the other thing, it looks like either the Shredder very much hurts Master Splinter or he kills him. And the Turtles are trying to seek revenge for that. And there's a lot of action set pieces. There's a Skrillex song in it, because why not, right? And there's a lot of guns and ninjas and damage. So that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Patrick, what do you think?
So not stoked about it.
Not at all.
No. Now, actually, when I heard a while ago that this was even happening, I already wasn't excited.
Now, why?
Why? I loved these characters as a kid. You know, I had the action figures, I watched cartoons, all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't understand why you would need a live-action... It's not even a reboot, but a live-action version like this.
Because I guess Nickelodeon's name is on this movie.
Yeah, and they have a new TV show.
Which I hear great things about, but I guess this movie exists separately from the TV show.
Right, but it's still got to have something to do with Nickelodeon.
I guess they have the rights or something.
Yeah,
so
now, I don't know also what Michael Bay is doing as far as the lore of
as
the
far
movie.
as destroying my childhood at every step.
So I'm not stoked about it. I think everyone's talking about how they look, and that's weird. So that's kind of no new territory. They do look weird. I don't get why we're doing it. I still have a bad taste in my mouth from Transformers 2.
He died and went to robot heaven.
And I think there's a part of me that is like, so Michael Bay, I'm already kind of but I give him a shot. But then to pull Megan Fox into it again from Transformers, the first couple of Transformers movies, it just feels like, why? I don't understand.
I didn't think they got along. I thought that was the whole point why Megan Fox
too.
wasn't in the 3rd Transformers movie.
But here's what I think will happen though. This will kill at the box office.
Okay.
Transformers 4 came out a couple weeks ago, and that looked horrible. But it killed. I mean, it made
that is
$1
true.
billion worldwide. It was insane. So I think this will be a lot like that. The question for me isn't will this be a success, because I think it will be. because people will see it. But will it be a big enough success that they'll make more? Like, are we going to have a Turtles franchise?
Is this the franchise? Yeah.
So I'm not stoked about it. I think if you have kids who enjoy the characters from the TV shows, then it's an easy call to go see it for you. But probably not for me. What about you, dude? What do you think?
You know, I'm very mixed and torn on this, because I have this running theory that Michael Bay hates me personally, because he keeps taking things that I loved in my childhood, like Transformers and Ninja Turtles, and peeing all over it. And so, Michael Bay, fan of the show, why do you hate me? I don't understand. So, when the trailer first came out, people were really upset because it looked like a Michael Bay movie. And I wasn't upset about that because it looked like a Michael Bay movie. And again, he's not the director, but I feel bad for the director that he's overshadowed by the fact that this looks like a Michael Bay movie. And I'm the old-timer in the group. You know, I'm 45. I just aged really well. And
impressive.
I love the original live-action Ninja. Well, the first one and the second one to an extent. I love the charm of the actual physical puppet turtles. The humor, you know, one of the Corys was the voice in that. And so there's a part of me that watches this and I feel like I'm watching a glorified cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, they are very computerized. I'm not a fan of Megan Fox, and I know it's really popular to bash on Megan Fox, but I don't want to be disrespectful to her. I just feel like she's not a great actress. And I feel like that April O'Neil, and maybe she'll surprise us in this, but it seems very like a traditional Michael Bay, a lot of set pieces. There's that trailer scene where they're throwing the turtles into the Hummers and all of that, but it seems like there'd be no substance. And you're like, well, you want substance in a Ninja Turtle movie? But there's some fun that could be had, and so...
It feels kind of like the trailer for the G.I. Joe movies.
Yeah, it really does. Like, look at the action, and so... You know, I'm not lured into seeing it. And you mentioned, like, kids going to go see it. The trailer makes it seem kind of dark.
Yeah.
And even kind of teenage-y.
But if you had, like, a 10-year-old son, which you don't, but one day you will.
True.
Do you think that they would want to see it?
I think so, because I think they'd be fans of the cartoon.
Yeah.
And so that would be kind of like when I was a kid, we were fans of the cartoon, so we wanted to see it. And I think you're right. I think it's going to do well. I don't think it's going to make Transformers money because it's the first movie in a franchise and they usually don't. But I'm pretty confident it's going to do well enough to warrant a sequel. However, it is opening a week after Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's hard. So I don't know if it'll even take the box office on its own opening.
It'll be interesting. So that's the only thing that... It looks like it's a great popcorn fluff summer movie. I feel like it's continually destroying something I love.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you hit it with the dark part of that. Part of what I love about the Ninja Turtles is like kind of the cheesy, super positive pizza time, like fun part of Ninja Turtles, which it feels like this is not very much in there.
You know, Michael Bay, just make a Pokemon movie. You want to make something dark and crazy and destructive? Give us like a giant Pikachu rampaging through the city. Leave my childhood alone and move on to another generation's childhood. So, anyways, loyal fans, what do you think? Are you interested in the Ninja Turtles movie? Are you going to watch it? Let us know in the comments.
In the last trailer...
This is the one I've been waiting for.
Yes. Now, this is the one that came out last week.
Yes.
But we had to talk about it anyway, because it's huge. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Dre, I know you're itching to talk about this and so super excited.
Yes.
So let me give you a little piece of this. So we've got, how many, 4 or 5 people? 5 people in the Guardians? Kind of the ragtag group of people trying to save the planet.
The losers.
Right.
The intergalactic losers.
Right. And it so it's starring Chris Pratt, who we love.
Parks and Rec, man.
Love Parks.
Watch Parks and Rec.
Love
Mouse Rat forever.
He's hysterical as Andy. He's done a couple small spots in movies.
He was in the Osama Bin Laden movie, Zero Dark 30.
Oh yeah, he did that, and then he did another...
Moneyball? He was in Moneyball.
Yeah,
he's also the lead in the Jurassic Park reboot that we're going to talk about in the future.
Which I'm pretty excited about now because of that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't before. Anyway, love Chris Pratt. Super stoked to see him in here, and he looks good. He looks
kind of like me.
Yeah, he looks a lot like you really fit in.
I can't do. I'm going to rip my shirt. Excuse me. Excuse me.
So these guys are exactly what you'd think they are. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Somebody is trying to destroy Earth. Correct.
Ronan, the Accuser, everybody.
And it is up to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, and Nebula.
To make sure that that doesn't happen, so they can make sure that Earth stays around. Dre, Tell me about what you think about it, what if you want to see it, and give me a little bit. You know more about the lore of these movies than I do.
So our loyal fan knows that I'm a huge mark for Marvel Comics and anything Marvel does. I'm a huge fan of Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have been excited for Guardians since they announced it, and a lot of it is because I do know it. Guardians represents, I would say, Marvel's biggest risk up to this point. That it's not S.H.I.E.L.D., it's not the Avengers, it's a ragtag bunch of losers. But here's why I've been so excited for Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket Raccoon is a foul-mouthed, angry raccoon with machine guns, and Groot is a giant living tree that says, "I am Groot." Come on, people! That is amazing!
Dude, all the people who love Step-Up movies are probably listening to your explanation of this, and like, this guy's so dumb.
What? How dare you, Step-Up fans? I just love the weirdness. Like, James Gunn, the director who directed Slither and Super with Rainn Wilson and all that, these are like, this is supposed to be a weird movie. It's supposed to be funny. I think Chris Pratt was the greatest casting for Star-Lord, because even when you watch the trailers, it's very funny, it's very humorous. But what a lot of people don't realize is I'm willing to bet that Guardians is setting up the third Avengers. If you remember Avengers 1, we have Thanos. You know, that reveal at the end with that giant purple guy. Thor: The Dark World, spoiler alert with the extra credit scene, set up the Infinity Gauntlet. Josh Whedon said he's going to be the third Avenger. Geek cred. Boom. And Guardians is going to say, I just love that it's different, it's weird. I love Rocket Raccoon. I love Groot. I love this idea of it. So I had my tickets before. I'm so in. I'm so in. Now, Pat, as a normie, when it comes to the idea of Marvel Comics and all that, what do you think?
I'm stoked about it. It's funny because it is kind of tongue-in-cheek-ish. Like, even the soundtrack on the trailers has been...
like 80s music.
Really fun. I remember when Whitney and I watched this, she didn't really know what to make of it.
Yeah.
It's like, is it serious? Is it a joke? And I was like, that's kind of the brilliance of it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I love what Marvel's been doing with their movies and their characters. I think it's going to make a killing at the box office.
I think so for a first one. I think, because we've talked about this on the show before, Marvel is Pixar now. That they have such a reputation that if you see Marvel Studios, you'll go see it because you expect a quality product. That used to be Pixar. That before okay, now it's talking cars, now it's an old man and a kid and balloons. You didn't need to know the story, but if you saw that name, and so arguably that's now Marvel.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, they've had such great success with their characters, with Iron Man, with Thor, with Captain America, with the Avengers as a whole. This just seems like the next step in their reign of glory. And
personally, Rocket Raccoon when he gets mad looks like my dog when he gets mad. And so that makes it very personal to me. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, so of course geeky people like you.
Geeky people are going to see it.
But from a non-geek perspective, who would want to?
Honestly, I think again, going to that Pixar, I think people that have enjoyed Marvel movies see the Marvel Studios logo and they're like, hey, we're going to go see it. I think for sure Parks and Rec fans.
Here's my question. How family-friendly do you think it's going to be?
That's a good question. I think like the Marvel movies, I don't think it's appealing for kids like under 10-ish. You know, because even the Avengers and stuff like that could get kind of dark, you know, in certain places. Like at the end of the Avengers when you thought Iron Man died, you know, the Hulk can be actually... Remember the Avengers scene where the Hulk is chasing the Black Widow? That was a really creepy scene. It was very well done. And so I feel like Guardians with the villains, with Ronan and Nebula and some of these fights, I think there's going to be a good level of violence, and I think there's going to be some darker scenes in it. Because again, James Gunn's previous movies had a dark humor and had some just dark, scary scenes in it. So, not hard, but I think they're going to leverage that. But at the same time, they have John C. Reilly and Glenn Close as Nova Corps, which in the Marvel Universe is this intergalactic police force, kind of like Marvel's version of the Green Lanterns. But they seem to be bringing some comedic... I think it's going to be funnier than most Marvel movies.
Yeah, I'd say cautious with the young ones. But family-friendly in the same way that any of these other superhero movies have been, as well as like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. It'll be a PG-13 movie, but could be not intense like maybe Lord of the Rings was.
True.
But still have kind of those darker moments, as well as maybe some, I don't know, some pseudo-crude humor, I'm sure.
I'm calling it now. Rocket Raccoon could beat up Harry Potter. All right?
There you go.
He could take him in a fight, he'd bite him in the ankle, and scratch that stupid lightning bolt off his head. Take that, Potter fans.
Oh, wow. With that, that's really all the time we have for Season 3, Episode 1. So, congratulations for watching it.
We're back.
Congratulations for being here. If you want to check us out on Twitter, you can do that.
Our handles are popping up right here. I'm at Geek Dre. Pat, where can they find you?
You can always find me in the same place, at and check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Pat and Dre Show. We will see you back here.
Boom.